So, on Father's Day, roughly around Father's Day, I've been heckled by the police. So I came from Kings Island. Well, actually, I went to the gas station to fill up some gas. And keep in mind, it's a rental car. And by the time I went home, and this was like around nighttime, and it's almost 12 o'clock, I was gonna head to my residence, basically, and I was really heckled and pestered, physically pestered by the police. Momentarily. I was going up the road, made a left, went down the street, and I saw two police cars, like coming out the street that I just turned into. Then all of a sudden, like I saw like a, light going down. Like I was going down the street, I saw a street, like, the lights beaming, over my rear view mirror. I was like going down the hill, heading up the driveway, and something wasn't even right, and I was like pulling in, going towards like the bushes, like where I was parking at. And all of a sudden, I looked in my rearview mirror again. I saw right red and blue lights flashing, and I was like really perplexed and seeing what was really going on. And so, like when they was telling me to get out the car, I was doing what I was told. A little bit of fast forward the story. How the police are when they're, doing their job. And when they was doing their job, as I was like telling me to like put my whole body against the floor, against the ground, and I put my hands, spread my hands, and for some reason, I'm subconsciously, like keyword subconsciously, like just sitting down on the ground. Then I think I was raising my body up subconsciously. Then they just, like it was a guy, I think he was either grab my leg or have a foot applying pressure on my right, ankle. And I have a bandage, not bandage, but I have like a band-aid, on my ankle, because it really hurted like hell. I felt like somebody was like really, like literally grabbing my ankle, and it really hurted like hell. And like when dude grabbed me by the back of my head, and just like literally smashed it against like the concrete, basically collided against it. Like I was like screaming in pain, and this resulted into this right here. I really have like a scar like on my upper lip, and I have one like down here. I think I took off the scab, but if he would did like a little bit harder, I would have like a really fractured skull, a really bad skull, to the point where I've had to have stitches and a severe concussion at that. I could have like went to the hospital, so obviously, and severely went to the hospital if they would just like grab against my head and just smash against the concrete a little bit harder. But literally, thank God that did not really occur. And like I was just like, they carried me to the police car and they put me in handcuffs. And when they did that, they put me in the car. Well before that, they actually, like, I was questioning them, and I was really confused. I was shocked by the guns like pointing at me, Like literally, I was like really shocked. And like it was like 10 plus police officers pointing a gun at me. And then I have like a really physical severe shock to the point where they just like they subconsciously didn't even care who I was. They just pretty much looking for the guy that was in the apartment, and this basically the apartment is divided into letters A, B, C, and D. I was staying in A1, he was staying in B13. And when they was looking up the information of the computer inside their vehicle, like I even saw like the apartment number and like the letter in the apartment number. And when I saw that, you know, I was just like, that's not really me. And I didn't really have a neck tattoo. And when they was looking at me at the flashlight, dude just like shut the door back in. It was a black dude. And I was in the same police car. Now I'm still bloodied up. Like, still confused. Like, what is going on? Like, they said I have warrants, and I don't even have warrants. I don't even have guns, and God knows what that dude has. Or drugs. And first of all, I'm carrying a rental car, so what kind of really intelligent and wise man would just like have like possessions inside a rental car? Make that make sense. And then it's just really silly to me because I was carrying a rental for a day just to go to Kings Island. Like, can I just have fun on like like just on Father's Day of my own? I haven't been in Kings Island ever since last year. Whoop-de-doo. Basically, I just got really physically snuffed. Yeah, I just got mauled by the police because of the resemblance of a dude that actually did something wrong and had some like really unconditional and ongoing corruption in that building. And possibly, me and my friend said that he probably killed somebody. It's a possibility. You don't see me in a rental like carrying like stuff like that. That doesn't even make any sense. Like, I don't really be engaging or motivating myself to do things like that. And so, back to the story, when they actually did that, they wanted a couple of police officers that they were sorry. They even said like they were sorry about, you know, about like it was like they had the wrong person at the wrong time. Well, you think? And like I was just, they unhandcuffed me, and like I think they questioned me saying like, do you know this dude? I was like, no, I don't even know the police officer's name due to the trauma I had. Hello. That's mainly my excuse. The main excuse is I don't really know the names of officers. All I know is the firefighter truck that aided me with an ice pack and, you know, just an ice pack, and basically held a flashlight against me and see if I was okay. I was, but it felt like my whole upper body just was set on fire, like literally on fire. Like, imagine like having a bloody lip and you felt like moisture while the wind is like blowing, and it's like you're bloodied up and you're scraped and you feel like a burn. It was like a really bad scrape. They could do like major damage. They have to, if I were to resist it, obviously. But you know, I like the officers just, you know, to see if I was okay, and they apologized. And one of the firefighters just looked at me. Actually, a couple of them was looking at me to see if I was okay. And like I was just really in a daze. Like I even like cry or anything. Like they just like put me back they sent me back to the car. And you know, the officer, sorry if I'm going over the place, but basically the officer just, you know, the officer was like questioning me, and he turned off his body cam because he was recording on his personal phone, or even though it was a cell phone, I'm not for sure it was his personal phone or the work phone. But I was telling the truth, and it was pretty brief. Way like cutting me off. It was just something wrong with that picture when he cut off the, you know, the body cam. But, you know, I'm about to like press charges. I'm still looking for a lawyer around my area. I even trying to see if I can contact the NAACP. You know, the rest of the officers just basically left, you know, when I was back in the car. They were just vanished. They just like easily basically accused me and just physically pestering me for no apparent reason. They failed to apologize, except for the two police officers, or three. And then they failed to like detect the suspect thoroughly. Like, what kind of police officers are you? I really don't understand. It just like ruined my whole mojo. Then I have to like go to sleep in unconditional agonizing pain, and my pain was really outstanding to the point where I can partially sleep in peace. But when you have like, you know, scrapes and, you know, physical scrapes on your face, that's a little bit worse than a migraine. You can't even think straight. Just remember that catastrophe, that really drastic event that should have been like really peaceful. Like, it didn't really matter to them. Like, people out here are just lacking responsibility out here. It's not even funny. Like, people are just losing it out here, and like people are just doing way too much and doing extra stuff to the point where you put other people in harm's way. And that really pissed me off. And that's why like people really inspired me more like to like go home. Like, really inspired me to go home. You know, like, they inspired me to like just be homebody for real. They inspired me just to stay home and stay out of harm's way. Psychotic people like that, and psychotic people just don't have like any self-motivation at all, but to like dedicate their lives to crime and have like basically contribute to like corruption that, you know, they'll get you killed or falsely accused like me. It's just like really BS out here. Like total and excessive BS. Like, people are just lacking accountability out here, man. Like, why would you like want to act tough, then when like fatal consequences or a detrimental or like a panicky incident you created, you want to run away? Like, you didn't even get the time or the consideration to say sorry. I wonder what even happened to that. People just run away from imaginary stuff. Like, they just want to, like, live up to be the tough guy around movies. And this is what happens. This is what happens when you make, like, fatal mistakes and get somebody in trouble that looks like you. And yet again, I don't have a neck tattoo. I don't even like tattoos in the first place, first of all. You know, that's why I just stay to myself. That's why I'm gonna do a video about, like, people have, like, a self-identity crisis out here, man. Like, a self-imagery crisis. Like, man, it's like people older than me is having, like, really bad identity crisis. Like, all they care is about themselves and have really low energy. It's like, I don't have time for people to have, like, low self-esteem and just, like, pout like every time something's not going your way. Like, really, it's not even that person. It's not even that deep. It's like one lousy mistake or one minor mistake you do. It's like you can't, like, rectify it. People just don't know how to move past it. People just want to do crimes time again. You see what happened to, like, the former WWE manager Tammy Sitch, aka Sunny. She literally hit like a innocent old person who just passed away early this year, and I heard she got bailed out. Like, especially, like, women don't even really take accountability out here. Like, what is up around these? I don't know what's, like, going on. Like, do society, like, cater to, like, women that just love to get away with shit? So, like, you can't, like, really take it anymore. I don't really blame men that, like, abuse women who, like, physically violate them. Like, do you really know the person? Like, I really physically and critically got violated. Something I didn't really do. So now, I'm gonna press charges on the police that the crime didn't really exist. That's on the other person. And by the way, the officer said, like, I can be someone's, like, I can be that wanted dude's brother. Okay, that really made my day even more worse. Just by you saying that, like, I look like him and we can be brothers. No, I don't. Especially if you're doing wrongdoing stuff like that. I had to disconnect myself from it. I have to extract the negative activities you're establishing in society. Because you're not gonna go out like that invincible out here like this. Nope, it's gonna go like your killing spree or your, ongoing activity is gonna be temporary. It's gonna get derailed. But I'm Blind Assassin. MGTOW. Sub, like, comment, sub, share, and subscribe. Share this on MGTOW Discord. I'm out of here. Peace.